Okay, Jacob, I think let's start.
Perfect. Let's do it. Will you say a few introductory words and then we can kick off?
Yes. So I'm just going to share my presentation and then we can start from there. Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes, that works.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. And thank you so much for attending. And I'm hoping that it is going to be a useful and informative webinar. And it will excite you in more than one ways to come along on this exciting journey that you are looking for. So I will just start by taking you through the journey of Charcos and some introductions and what we are doing. And then I would be handing it over to Jacob, who is going to tell you all about the career opportunities in Germany. So let's start from Charcos first, and then we will join. We'll be joined by Jacob. Okay, so I'll start by introducing myself. So my name is Dr. Seema Balian. I'm the co-founder and director of Charcos Global. Now, Charcos is a UK-based healthcare company who have been in the process or in the field of recruitment, education, and training for the last 20 years. So we started as a consulting company, but as we went along, so there were lots of other things which came along our way, and we expanded our wings to more and more of the areas that what we were doing, but all in the areas of healthcare. So we provide you from the education, then the training in various fields, and of course, recruitment, the international recruitment. So we ourselves are born and brought up in, and when we say we, I think that on the picture you have already seen my partner, Dr. Shashi Balian, who is my partner in the business as well, and is also a co-founder and director in Charcos. So we ourselves went through the similar journey, what all of you who are interested in the international career are also looking for. So at some stage of our life, which was quite a long time ago, that we wanted to make an international career. And we went to UK and worked as doctors over there. But we also realized while we were going through our journey that it would have been so much more helpful if there was some other ways and some other people who can show us the right way of doing it. And that was one of the things which really made us wanted to come back to India and do something to help in various sector of health field, and also in for the people who are aspiring to make career internationally, like the way that we did. So basically, that was the main ethos of us coming back and then starting this journey. And we are currently making sure that we empower everyone who comes across us, and we show them the right way of doing the right kind of things. So we started by doing the recruitment mainly to UK, but since then have again went on into various other countries as well. And I'll come back to what all countries we are at the moment. But while we were doing all of these things, we were joined by a very esteemed uh, people who have in their field had achieved a huge lot, and they were equally excited with what we were doing, and they joined our leadership team, our advisory board, and also in the management thing. So we have got the who's and who of the people in this field, whether it might be the chief nurse and or the head of some of the hospitals, CEOs of various hospitals, and the team from UK, Australia, and of course, Jakob and Fabian are there with us from Germany as well. So that's our advisory board, which makes sure that we are doing quality work, and we are being led and leading everyone to achieve success in every field of their life. So this is like, as I was saying, that Charcos started by having mainly its operations in UK. But since then, of course, apart from UK and India, we have now gone into Germany, Italy, UAE, Australia, and soon will be launching in Saudi Arabia and US as well. And apart from like the international recruitment, as I was saying, that we are also in the field of education. So in India, we run the Charkos Institute of Healthcare, under which we have Charkos College of Nursing and also the allied health care as well. And we have excellent partners in both in UK as well as in Germany. So in UK, we are partnering with BAPIO, which is the British Association of Physicians of Indian Origin. And in Germany, we are with Welcome to Europe. As the name suggests, it is very welcoming. So, for this really interesting career opportunity. Yeah, so a little bit about our mission and vision at Charcos. So our mission and aim is to provide international career opportunities and support to the candidates in every step of their journey, and make them capable and empower them to fly towards whatever they have planned to achieve and get all the success. Our vision is to be, and we are actually achieving our vision, but to be a one-stop solution for education, training, recruitment, and the excellent pastoral support. And we really want to excel in all of the fields excel by not only for us, but also for you, to educate you, to give you that X factor to stand out from everyone else, to counsel you to make the right decisions, to empower you, and to give you the leadership qualities so that you can become the future leaders. So that is just the mission, vision, and the statement for Charcos. We provide the end-to-end international recruitment program delivery, in which we give you the education for it, the associated training for that one, the recruitment, like we make sure that we also help the hospitals to retain the workforce, to manage the workforce, and of course the pastoral care. And while doing all of this, we make sure that we are always are being quality oriented, we are cost effective, we are doing all of the training which is going to eventually be very patient centric, and we are also giving that continuity of care, whether it is to the candidates who are going through us, or empowering the candidate to make sure that they give that continuity of care to the patient that they will be eventually seeing. So the principles that what we work upon is to make sure that we work with people, and we make all of the recruitment and the delivery of the recruitment to be as sustainable and ethical as possible, so that the workforce feels that they are getting what they deserve, whether it is the people who we recruit, or whether for whoever we are recruiting for. We also make sure that as part of empowering the candidates, that we train them and upskill them, so that they are always feeling confident that they are able to give quality care at any part of the world. We use a lot of digital as well as the face-to-face various methods of training, so that we can give the training which is flexible and can deliver it very efficiently as well. And of course, the holistic approach is always there to make sure that we take along everyone, and it is a collaborative and engaging partnerships that we have. So in just like to show you that how the flow chart works, we have already said that it is an end-to-end solution to everything. So whether it is to educate you, to give you the training for the interviews, to train you otherwise for various other things and upskill you, whether it is a placement or a pastoral care. So it's like an end-to-end delivery for everything. And while we are doing this, we are very conscious of the fact that anything that we really want to do good should be like a win-win solution for everyone. Whether it be the system, where there is a lot of countries are facing the shortfall of healthcare workers. So we want to work with the system to make sure that we are providing those workforce solutions. We work with the client to make sure that we are giving them the highly motivated and qualified staff, and make sure that we are training them so that they are confident and easy to integrate. And of course, for the candidates as well, so that they feel that they are getting what they deserve and they are going as a confident sort of candidate. So all in all, it has to be a win-win solution for everyone. And that is another thing that we aim for. So just to summarize everything, to give you a quick sort of pointers to take back. So Charcos provides you turnkey solution, whether it is for your training, and by training, it can be like if I am focusing more on the international recruitment, then I would say that training starts from languages, where we provide the training for like English language and German language. Then once you have cleared your languages, then we will help you and train you for the interview so that you are able to give the interview to the best of your quality and to have a success in that one. And going from there, if there are any regulatory exams that you have to give, so you will get training for the regulatory exams as well. And also to put over here that it is all free recruitment and free training once you have been selected by us. Or once you have cleared the interview. So all of the training after that is a free training, and it is a free and ethical recruitment that what we do. So the recruitment section is, of course, international recruitment for various countries, which will also include your documentation check to make sure that everything is in place and how it should be, to work on your visa and travel. And once you have joined the hospital, then to make sure that we provide that continuity of care and that pastoral care that you deserve. So this is just was in summary of all of the things, and I just want to leave you with few of the pictures which are there for our training facility in India, in Mysore, and also in UK, and some of the people who are who we have trained, and they have been successful in not only in their interviews, in the placement, but in their regulatory exams as well, and are successfully working as nurses over there. And this is just to give you some more information that please contact us. Please visit our website. You can reach us on our email at info@charcosglobal.com. You can call us on our UK number or an India number. And of course, you can visit our social media pages on Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, YouTube. There's lots and lots of testimonials. There's a lot of information which is there. And I'm sure that that would answer majority of your questions. But towards the end of this webinar, we are going to be having a question and answer session. So if any one of you have any questions, please keep on posting in the chat so that we can just go through it and take all of the questions one by one. So thank you again for for listening. And I think my team is going to be putting up all this information for how to contact us in the chat box for you to keep a note of it. And now I would be passing it or handing it over to Jakob to tell you all about Germany and how you can make your career over there. Thank you very much again. So Jakob, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Seema, for that great introduction to Charcos. And
Oops, looks like that Jakob had just dropped off. I'm sure he'll be joining back soon. Oh, something happened over there.
Literally in the moment that I clicked on the share button, you stopped sharing and then it moved to the leave button. So I clicked on leave instead of share. So you need to cut that out of the recording then.
Don't worry.
Perfect. So let's get started. Once again, thank you very much for that great introduction, Seema. And it's really great for us to have such an amazing partner in India that has so much experience already in the recruitment business. And I think that as we go through that presentation, also all of you will hopefully realize that the partnership between the Charcos team and us with Welcome to Europe will provide you a great chance of relocating to Germany in a very smooth and enjoyable way. So let's get started on our side. With greetings from Germany. So I will be guiding you through the presentation today. Welcome to Europe was founded by my brother and myself, so Fabian and me, Jakob. I'm really responsible here for everything on the operational side. So as you decide to join the program with Charcos and us, and hopefully a lot of you will do that after the webinar today, we will make sure, and I will make sure from our side, that you will have a smooth journey and everything runs smoothly for you while you're still in India and also once you arrive here in Germany. So let's get started directly just with a little bit of background information. Maybe some of you have already started learning German. Some of you have not yet started, but might be interesting. So I'll start with a short pitch on why Germany might be a great relocation for you and a great way to proceed with your career. And then we'll move over to the details. So why are we actually doing this today, and why have Charcos and Welcome to Europe teamed up? As Dr. Seema had already mentioned, there's a massive shortage of healthcare workers, not only in Germany, but actually all across Europe. And Germany alone is looking for, it's estimated, around 150,000 qualified nurses by the end of 2025. The reason for that is very simple. We have a demographic problem in that sense, that we have more and more elderly people. So people that are currently working as nurses are going into retirement, and we don't have enough young people coming after to fill those positions. And at the same time, people tend to live longer. Also here in Germany, life expectancy increases. And as you get older and live longer, you also have an increased need for healthcare. So also here in Germany, we have a general higher need of healthcare personnel and simply not enough young people coming after. So that's the reason why Germany now for a couple of years has really also focused on recruiting international nurses, obviously always in line with the World Health Organization guidelines of the countries from where you should recruit and where you shouldn't recruit. So that's also our focus. But it's estimated that Germany needs 150,000 qualified nurses by 2025. So that's why we're doing this. That's why we're talking today. And that's why our partners here in Germany are looking to hire international nurses. At the same time, we obviously know that one of the main reasons why this might be attractive also to you is obviously, and we'll talk about the more general benefits in the next couple of slides, but one of the main arguments is obviously a better financial future for you and your family. So we know that this is a big topic in a lot of candidates. And just to give you a rough idea, so as you relocate to Germany and once you start working as a registered nurse, you will be able to earn roughly in the range of 3,200 to 3,900 euros per month. So I'm not sure whether it's the exact exchange rate as of today, but it's roughly 3,52,000 Indian rupees, right? More or less given the current exchange rate. So that is the opportunity that you have of, as you relocate to Germany, what you can make. So that is obviously one of the main benefits. A lot of you will ask, well, that is great, but what is actually my cost of living? So does it actually mean that I can afford more than I could afford here in my home country? And the answer is yes. So what we see from candidates that have already relocated and from experience is that if you lead a normal life and you don't spend extravagantly on luxurious items all the time, you should be able to save roughly 20% of your monthly salary. And we know that you can either save that for yourself, but also some of you might want to support your family. So this is obviously a great opportunity to achieve a better future, financial future for yourself and also for your family. So this might be one of the main arguments. Another reason why Germany is obviously attractive from a career perspective for a lot of you is that as of today, Germany has one of the best healthcare systems in the world, right? I won't bore you with all of the details here on the slide, but at the end of the day, Germany is one of the most advanced economies. It has one of the most advanced healthcare systems. So as you relocate here and as you start working in Germany, you will have the opportunity to work with state-of-the-art equipment, the latest technology, the latest documentation tools, and really be able to advance your knowledge also in terms of where your career can progress, right? So you will have the opportunity to gain a lot more experience and really advance your knowledge in medical terms as well, which might be beneficial if you want to decide that long-term you want to stay in Germany, but also if at some point maybe you want to go back, like a lot of people have done, right, and bring that knowledge that you gained also from your international experience. That might obviously be a great advantage also then for a future career if you decide later on that you would like to relocate back home. That is one on the career perspective. The other great benefit is if you live in Germany and you work in Germany, everyone is automatically covered by German health insurance, right? So you start paying into German health insurance. So also for yourself and for your family, if you ever need anything, and I hope that none of you ever really do, but if you do ever need it, obviously you will also not only work in the German healthcare system, but you will also get access to the German healthcare system if there is ever anything that you need. Another really strong argument for Germany, and I think that is something that also differentiates Germany from a lot of other countries where you can opt to relocate to, is Germany has one of the best education systems in the world. And the most important part is the entire education system is free of charge. So it's not only school that is free of charge, and German public schools are really good, so you don't need to go to private schools, but you can attend public schools which are free of charge. And then also the universities, if you live in Germany, are actually free of charge. So if later on, either for yourself, but also for your family, for your kids, you think about relocating to Germany, they will get access to free education and they will get access to some of the world's best education. So that is obviously something that can be really attractive for a lot of you as well, and probably stands out compared to the US or the UK also, where maybe a lot of education then later on higher education is obviously quite expensive. One last topic on why Germany might be great. I think a lot of you know a lot of German brands, right? So Germany, despite what we like to say about ourselves, but Germany is still one of the biggest and strongest economies in the world. I think in a recently we actually overtook Japan, so we might be the third biggest, not the fourth largest economy in the world. But obviously that Germany is a powerhouse of Europe, right? And as I already mentioned, we have this demographic problem where we need a lot of international people, not only in healthcare, but also across all different industries, right? But obviously you will be living then in one of the most advanced and industrial countries in the world. And if you also maybe want to relocate together with your family, if you have that later on, right, it's not only that you will likely find a job, right, as you relocate in healthcare, but maybe if your spouses or your partners want to pursue a career in engineering or in the industrial sector, right, there will be a lot of opportunities as well, because as I mentioned, the demographic problem is not only in healthcare, but it's across all industries. So that is obviously also a big advantage for the rest of your family, that you can probably also find great positions and great jobs here in Germany as well. All right, so that was the general pitch on Germany. So let's turn our focus a little bit more on the healthcare side, and what are your options if you relocate as a nurse to Germany. So on average, there are two main areas where you can work as a nurse in Germany. One is hospitals. That's pretty much exactly the same as you have it in India. There's public and there's private hospitals, right? You have the same thing in India as well. And as a registered nurse in Germany, you can work in any of these hospitals. Another big area, and that is due to the fact that Germany has an aging population, is you can also work in elderly care homes. So where a lot of people, as they get older, then basically spend their final years being treated by professional nurses rather than their families. Really important for me to highlight is that as you go through that journey, I know that probably most of you will want to work in a hospital, and we will always respect that, and we will always place you with our partners and in the hospital sector. But if there are some of you that might be interested in also working in the elderly care home sector, or maybe you've had a longer career break or don't have that much work experience yet, and maybe want to find a smooth start into Germany, then maybe the elderly care home sector is something that might be interesting for you as well. As I mentioned, if you join the program, we will show you the options. We will discuss with what's possible, and we will never place you in a place where you don't want to go, because at the end of the day, you should strive for a career that makes sense to you. One thing I just want to point out is that a lot of our partners are actually large public university hospitals. So these are the most modern and largest hospitals in Germany. So that will give you another fantastic opportunity for your career. As I had already mentioned, working with the latest state-of-the-art technology and working really at the forefront of innovation, medical innovation, is something that might be a great chance for you. So those are the general two options that you have: either working in hospitals, which most of you will want to do, and that is no problem, and some of you will want to work in elderly care homes, and also that is no problem on our side. So let's talk a little bit more broadly about the benefits of pursuing a career if you decide to go down this route together with the Charcos team and us with Welcome to Europe. As we had already mentioned, right, the salary side is the one side. So as you relocate to Germany, in the beginning, you will start working as a nursing assistant. And I will point out why that is. It's a feature of the German system, let's put it that way, of how international nurses relocate to Germany. But as you relocate to Germany, you will start working as a nursing assistant for the first couple of months. Your salary will be somewhere in the range of 2,500 to 3,000 euros per month. So that will be your starting salary. And then after a couple of months, the hospital will work together with you to become a fully registered nurse here in Germany. And then from that point onwards, your salary will automatically increase to somewhere in the range of 3,200 to 3,900 euros per month. As you go through that journey together with us, and Dr. Sima had already pointed that out, that we follow a no agency fee recruitment concept, and also an ethical fair recruitment principle. All of the relocation expenses will be covered for you. So document translations, your visa costs, the flights over to Germany, getting your degree recognized here in Germany. These are all things that we will cover for you as you relocate over to Germany. Also, one really important thing is, obviously a lot of you will ask, well, when I come to Germany, where will I live? What are all the administrative things that I need to go through? Because Germany is really big on administrative things, as you will realize once you relocate to Germany. And we will take care of all of that together with our hospital partners. Okay, so you will receive something that we call a Start Your Life in Germany package, which means as you arrive, either the hospital or we will provide you with a furnished apartment. You will get support on setting up your health insurance, setting up a bank account, getting a SIM card for your phone, doing all the registrations with the official authorities once you are here in Germany. All the steps that you basically need to take so that you can really focus on learning the German language, which is a big topic that is still coming up, and also obviously integrating then into the workplace and into your new life after you've arrived in Germany. Also, as you relocate to Germany, usually you don't have to pay any rent until you received your first salary. So that means the hospitals providing you your place of living usually don't require you to pay anything until you've actually received your first paycheck. So usually for the first 1.5 to 2 months, you will be living rent-free, provided by your future employer. And then only after you've received your first salary, only then you will need to start paying your rent, as everybody else in Germany also needs to do from your normal salary. One really important thing, and that Dr. Sima had already pointed out also from the Charcos side, which is something that we've learned from their UK operations, is what they call pastoral care, right? So obviously our support for you doesn't stop after you arrived here in Germany, but we will still be here for usually the first 2 years, so you will still have access to our support teams, will be able to contact us with any queries that you have, because for us it's really important that you are happy also in the long term after relocating to Germany. The last 2 points, I won't dive into too much detail because I already mentioned them. So we talked about the German healthcare system, social security, and the education system. So that is obviously a big benefit. And we will dive into more details of how you can become a fully registered nurse here in Germany in a few slides. But all of the entire process of you becoming a fully registered nurse is all the costs for that is covered by your future employer. So you don't need to worry about that, which is quite a significant sum because it goes into the tens of thousands of euros that basically your future employer will cover for you. Let's just talk very briefly about, and I think we covered a lot of this already, about Welcome to Europe. So we already talked about the fair recruitment aspect, right? So really important that at no point in time will we ask you to pay us any money for our services. We know that there's a lot of agents out there, especially in India, that will ask you to pay the money for basically placing them with a hospital partner in Germany. We will never do this. Also for us, it's really important, and you will feel that as you join the program, that you really have a smooth journey, because we want you to be happy while you're still in India, but also once you arrive here in Germany. So as Dr. Seema had already mentioned, if you need additional language training after you've already learned the language and you need some interview preparation or anything like this, we will provide this to you in order to make sure that you're fully prepared. Also really important for us, and I had already mentioned that when we talked about the opportunities of where you can work in hospitals and care homes, right? For us, it's really important that all of our partners have a lot of experience integrating international people, so that they already have integration teams that take care of you. They know how to integrate different cultures into their workforce, and so that you live and work in a place where you feel like you found a new home. So that is really important for us, because it doesn't make sense that you relocate halfway across the world from India to Germany and then end up somewhere in a small village, in a small hospital where they have never had any experience with integrating international nurses. And then you don't really understand and don't feel welcome in there. And the last point that is important for us is obviously we know that this can be quite a long process. You will have a lot of questions, right? And so what we always like to do is that we don't want to send you alone to Germany, right? But it always makes sense that you relocate together with some other healthcare workers and nurses from India to the same hospital at the same time. So you have a little bit of a support system, not only from us, from the Charcos team, from your future employer, but also in between some of you that are going through the same journey. So if one of you, for whatever reason, has a bad day, there are some other people who go through the same thing and can basically pick you up. So what do you get? And I had already mentioned that in the beginning of my presentation. Hopefully this gives you a very good understanding that you get, on the one hand, the Charcos team, an expert team in India. They have done international recruitment, international relocation for a very long time for a lot of people. So you really get a very good team on the ground that knows the ins and outs of everything that happens while you're still in India and can fully prepare you for your relocation to Germany. And you get an expert team here based in Germany that will support you with anything when it relates to matters relocating to Germany and also starting your life here in Germany. So that ideally, as you go through that entire journey, you don't have to worry about a single administrative thing, and the only thing that you need to worry about is sitting in class and learning German, because that is the one thing that we cannot do for you. Everything else we will do for you. The only thing that we cannot do for you is sitting in class and speaking German. I myself already speak German, so it doesn't help you if I learn more German, but this is the thing that you need to do. And if you're willing to do that in order to grab this opportunity, then we can take care with the Charcos team and with us of everything else, so you don't need to worry about a single thing. So what is it that you will need? And we will help you obviously with all of this. So you need to have an official nursing degree from India, right? Be that either a GNM or a BSc in nursing. If you have additional qualifications, that's obviously great. So if you have a post-basic, if you have a Master of Science, right, that is obviously something that your future employers might see very highly, but it's not needed, right? So GNM or BSc in nursing, you need to have an official registration as a nurse in India. That is required for the administrative steps here in Germany. You can also relocate to Germany without any work experience. However, it obviously helps your application and it helps your case if you do have some practical experience. So either be that already straight after university, we know that you have some internships during that time, right? But maybe you can gain some additional work experience during that, or otherwise it's also possible to relocate without work experience. I just want to point it out that obviously, as with everything in life, the more experience you have, the easier it might be, but we can still support you even if you don't have any experience. The other thing that is obviously required is that in order to reach Germany, you need to have, if you go through us, a B2 German certificate. And I will explain to you on the next slide, I think, why it is that we have set up the program and why you need a B2 German certificate, okay? Because we want the best for your career. In order to start the application process, then later on, we will obviously need a collection of your documents. In some states, it might be required that you also need to send in your original documents to some of the German authorities, but that we will explain to you always on a case-by-case basis, and we will support you on all of this. So let me very briefly talk about the thing that we cannot do for you. We can support you with it. We can provide you language education, but you at the end of the day need to learn it. So the most important thing and the only factor of whether you will really succeed in Germany as a nurse or not is how good your language education is prior to you flying out to Germany. Okay. I know this might sound strange to you, and not everyone believes this, but if you relocate to Germany, not everyone like me speaks English, okay? But there's actually a lot of people that only speak German. And especially when you work in a hospital, especially when you work in a healthcare setting, you are expected to be able to do all the work that you're currently doing in India as a nurse in German. Okay, so all of your patients will speak German with you. All of your future colleagues will speak German with you. Okay, so that's why it's really, really important that when you fly out to Germany and you relocate to Germany, you can already speak German really well, because it will make your life so much easier after you relocated to Germany. So if you reach out to the Charcos team, we can support you with language education on the ground in India. We will also really focus on, after you've obtained your B2 examination, to train you in all the required medical vocabulary, okay? So that you not only have a certificate and that says, I have a B2 certificate, yeah? But the most important thing is that you also understand all of the terminology, that you're able to use it, or the medical terminology that you will need on a day-to-day basis in the hospital setting. So if you haven't learned the language yet, you can reach out to the Charcos team. We have regular classes starting with German language. So from all the way to no speaking German at all the way to level B2. And then after you've been placed, we will provide you with additional language training to really learn the medical vocabulary that is required to do your job on a day-to-day basis. So let's briefly talk about our solution, because we know that there might be a lot of agents out there, especially the people that usually ask you to pay them, right? They will tell you, look, it's no problem. Also with B1 level of German, you can come to Germany and life will be great, yeah? The problem is, at B1 level German, you maybe can go to the bakery and ask for bread and do basic things in your day-to-day life. But at that point, you will not be able to really work in a hospital setting, be able to take care of patients and converse with your colleagues, okay? That is why, by now, all of the really large and leading hospitals and also care homes in Germany have decided we don't accept people at B1 level anymore. But if you want to come to Germany, you need to have a level of B2. So if for your career, you want to really make sure that you work in a good place, you work in urban areas, and you have a really good opportunity for yourself and also for your family later on. Your spouses may be coming with you, and you want to really integrate well into German societies. Follow our approach, learn German all the way to level B2 before relocating to Germany. Learn some more of the medical vocabulary so that you can do your day-to-day job, because that will mean, on the one hand, you will get better jobs in better hospitals. You will work in urban areas where also your spouses will find easier work opportunities later on. Your colleagues and your future employer will obviously see you in a much better light. If you come over to Germany and you want to start working and you don't speak any German, right, then obviously your future employer will not be really happy. Together with the Charcos team, they have their own nursing colleges, they have their own hospitals, right? So you can also, before departing to Germany, obtain a nursing refresher so that you're also at the latest stage of what you need in order to perform your job really well. And I think 2 points that are really important for both of you, for all of you, as you think about relocating to Germany. The one thing is, and I will explain the process still, you will, if you relocate with the B2 level, you will be much faster becoming a fully recognized and registered nurse in Germany, and with that also earning a higher salary much faster than if you relocate to Germany at B1 level. Because at the end of the day, in order to become a fully registered nurse, at least a B2 level is required on paper, but in order to be able to then pass the nursing exam also in Germany, you're more likely or closer to a C1 level that you need. So if you relocate already with a B2 level and you have a lot of medical terminology that we have trained you on already, you don't need to learn much more German after you arrive in Germany, aside from doing your job and working in German every day. So you can prepare much faster for the nursing exam and you can pass it much faster after you've arrived in Germany. So that means you will get a higher salary much faster after you arrived in Germany. And also that means you can reunify with your family significantly faster, because most of the time you will only be able to do this after you have become fully recognized and registered in Germany. Okay, so if you first need to learn some more German and you're really struggling with your work, it might take a long time to do this. This is why all of our partners, as I mentioned, the leading hospitals in Germany, the really good employers that you want to have and where you can really have a great career and also a great integration for your family, they will require you to have a level of B2, and this is what we can provide to you. So let's talk very briefly about the journey. If you don't speak any German yet and you decide to join the Charcos program together with us, you will embark on your journey to start learning German all the way to level B2. So depending on how fast of a learner you are, I've seen people who can do it in 6 months, but that is not the average. Okay, so usually it takes 9 to 12 months in order to get there. Then after you've obtained your B2 German skills, as we had already mentioned, right, we will prepare you for the hospital interviews, you will take the hospital interviews, and we will then take care of all the administrative steps of relocating you to Germany. Usually that takes around 3 to 4 months then after you finished your B2 German skills. And then you will start working as a nursing assistant and embark on the journey of becoming a fully qualified nurse. Let me talk very briefly about how that works, okay, how you can become a fully registered nurse in Germany and why you cannot be a fully registered nurse in Germany on day one. The reason for that is Germany has decided, okay, nursing is a regulated profession, which makes sense because you basically take care of people, and if you don't take care of them well, that obviously has a significant impact. So all the healthcare jobs are regulated in Germany. And so if you have obtained a degree from outside of Germany, you need to get that degree recognized, okay, so that the German government can say, okay, you are as good as a nurse that has been trained in Germany. So what we do throughout that process is we will translate your documents in Germany, for example, your degree diplomas, your degree transcript, these kind of things. We will send them for you to the German authorities and say, look, here is nurse XYZ they want to come to Germany and work as a registered nurse in Germany. They will then compare, the German government will compare what you've learned in India or your work experience with what you would have learned if you studied nursing in Germany. And there will be some differences between those two things, okay? And then they will give you something that is called a deficit notification, okay, which lists the differences between what you learned in India and what you would have learned if you studied in Germany. And this is the basis on which you travel to Germany. So basically, your employer says, okay, we have reviewed and hired nurse XYZ. They can come to Germany. They can start working as a nursing assistant, which is not regulated. Okay, so you can start working as a nursing assistant, and we will train our new employee to become a fully registered nurse. And this is our plan of how we will do it. So usually what most of the hospitals are doing is you come over to Germany, you start working as a nursing assistant for the first few weeks. After the first few weeks, you then take up additional classes that prepare you for the nursing exam. So your future employer will pay that for you, okay? They will hire a teacher, they will sign you up to a course to train you to become a fully registered nurse by taking the nursing exam in Germany. So for 2 or 3 days a week, you will work in the hospital as a nursing assistant. The other 2 or 3 days during that week, you will get additional training to prepare you for the nursing exam. Okay, so everything that you need to know of how the nursing job works in Germany to fully prepare you for this exam. You will get full pay during that time. Okay, so even if you take classes, you will get full pay during that time. You prepare for the nursing exam, and then you take the nursing exam after roughly 6 months, which consists of a case study and a theoretical exam. Okay, the reason also why we had told you before that it's a lot easier for you to go through this fast if you speak better German upon arrival in Germany is that obviously this exam is in German, right? So you need to take this in German. It's medical vocabulary. So the better your German is when you arrive in Germany, the faster you will be able to take the nursing exam because your German is already good. Because your theoretical training and the training that you get in India as a nurse is really, really good. Okay, so the education that you have gotten in India is really good. So theoretically, you should have no problem passing it. Okay, the main reason why people take longer in passing it is because they haven't learned enough German before arriving in Germany. Okay, so this is why we require you to get to level B2 and also learn some more medical terminology before you come to Germany. And this is a process. And after that, you take the nursing exam and then you get the official certificate that says, okay, now you are a registered nurse also in Germany. And from that point onwards, you are fully registered. And as a nurse in Germany, you can work wherever you want. Hopefully, we will have placed you obviously with an employer where you are happy, that has integrated you well, where you feel like home and where you will stay on for a long period of time. But this will be your first couple of months after you arrive in Germany. And after that point, you can then relocate together with your family. So just wrapping this briefly up, and I think Dr. Seema had mentioned the same thing, right? On the Charcos side, what we call a triple win situation. So if you join us with the Charcos team and welcome to Europe, hopefully you have a win because we know what we're doing and you have a very clear path to Germany. We know all the ins and outs, and with us, you get a proven process. For us, that also is obviously a win at the end of the day because we have standardized processes and we can do this really easily. And at the end of the day, it's a big win also for German employers because what they get if you go through this process is you will also get happy employers because they get better trained international nurses. They basically fill the need for their nursing positions. And a big differentiator is they have less struggles if you go through our process because you will already speak really good German. You will be very well trained nurses. Okay, so also the German employers will have a lot of happiness with basically having you with them. And same as Dr. Seema, right? Just showing you some pictures of some nurses that already arrived in Germany with some winter coats on because they arrive during winter time. So obviously that's one of the things that might be a little bit different is at the end of the day, the weather here in Germany. And so with that, I'll be wrapping up the presentation. So as Dr. Seema had already mentioned, right, please do reach out to the Charcos team, whether you already speak German, right? We can support you at B1, B2 level already, pre-screen you, give you the additional training to get all the way to level B2. But also if you don't speak any German yet, we have regular classes starting where you can reach out to the team and basically we can train you all the way to level B2 with our trainers. So with that, I'll be ending from my side and hopefully we can welcome a lot of you on your journey to Germany. I know that both from the Charcos side and from our side, we would be super delighted to support you. And hopefully, and maybe we can welcome some of you soon here in Germany. So with that, I'll be finishing my side of the presentation, and then I think we'll have a little bit of a Q&A session with any questions that have come up in the meantime.
Thank you very much, Jacob. I think that that was a very good sort of session. We gave them I'm sure that everyone would have got a real clarity of what exactly is required, why and how. I think that all of the questions have been answered. So I would request people that whoever has any questions that please do write your question in the chat box and we can take it from there. I know there is one person who had raised their hand. So please, if you have any question, please write in the chat box. At the moment, I don't have any question, but I know that what all are the usual questions which people do ask. So maybe we can just one by one, we can see the frequently asked questions. I think one of the things that quite a lot of people ask is about whether there is any kind of an age limit when they are going to Germany or applying for this job. Then I think that yes, there is an age limit, but and there are see, even before I have said that is the question which someone has asked. So I'm spot on this one. So the age limit is actually, I think, 45 years, but anything which goes more than 40 years is something that we would be discussing case by case. And the reason for that is that, of course, at that age, it is slightly difficult to learn a new language. Not that it is not impossible, but it is definitely possible, but it's a bit difficult. You would have already settled in your life, so it is a bit difficult to unsettle everything and then make your life in a new place. But the more important reason is that from your pension contributions point of view in Germany, you would not have enough time left before your retirement that you can make a sizable contribution towards your pension. And that is the reason that there is an age limit. Yeah, if anyone is there around their 40s and they are very, very keen, have got the right language skills and right experience, then definitely we would be happy to explore. Anything else that you want to add to this one, Jacob, or have I covered?
No, I think you've covered that one. If I just take the next question with the retirement age, so I think by now it's 67 in Germany. So obviously you can work longer if you want to, but if you relocate to Germany now, the official retirement age as of today is 67. As you know, pension systems are struggling all over the world. So I don't know if that will still be true by the time that you retire. I personally am expecting more a 70 plus retirement age at that point in time, but currently it's 67. And everyone that works in Germany also automatically pays into German pension. So yes, there is a government pension on the one hand, but there is obviously also private pension systems that you can use. So as you start living in Germany, for everyone, it also makes sense to do some private pension as well. As we had already said, you will be able to save money on your monthly salary. So that is no problem on that side.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So how much time it takes to learn? I think that the rough estimate is like about 9 months, but it depends on person to person. Some people are very good with languages, and I know that some people they can easily learn it in 6 months as well. But apart from the capability of learning, I think it is also depends upon how much focus and sincerity do you have, like any other thing in life. So if you are really keen and if you show real good interest, I'm sure that you can learn it much, much quicker. But if I have to give an average, then it would be somewhere around 9 months. So then I think that next question we have kind of already have answered for Chinu. So I think that unfortunately you might be over the age limit. So, but if you still want to learn German, just to add into your kitty another thing, then it is definitely going to help you if you go and visit Germany. So you can still learn if you really would like to learn. Another person, Bincy, she is saying, can I choose the city which I am interested to work in? What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, so we have different partners, so across multiple cities in Germany, right? So obviously, as we get to know you, we will always try to respect your wishes, and then obviously we can take a look if that's a fit. Even if we maybe don't have a partner yet, maybe we can find a new partner by through you. So that should be no problem at all. We will try to respect your wishes, and we're regularly signing up new partners. So from that side, if you want to go to a specific city, we'll try to cater to those wishes, and otherwise we will present you with the other options that we have, where we already have existing partnerships. And I think the same thing goes for the next questions, whether friends can basically go to the same hospital. So it is absolutely no problem that we can present all of you to our same partners. So that is no problem at all. Just to point out, right, at the end of the day, we will prepare you for the interviews, but you still need to go and sit through the hospital interviews. So we can guarantee you that all of you get the same hospital interview. At the end of the day, it's still then everyone's same effort, whether they get the interview and convince the hospital as well, right? So that is then up to you as a candidate, right? So no problem in presenting you, but that is at the end of the day your hard work and your dedication also during the interview to show that you're interested, why you're interested to go to that hospital, right? That you can really convince them of why should they hire you. So if friends can show that in the same respect, then you can also go to the same hospital. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so I think in this one, just to add one more thing, see, it is, we have to see it in this way that not finding the hospital absolutely of your first choice or not be able to go with the friend in the first attempt itself should not be something that should stop you from going. I'm sure that once you have reached over there, even if we are not able to get your first choice hospital, I'm sure that once you are over there, positions do keep on coming out. And as Jacob was saying, that we do keep on having new partners. And we would definitely keep this in mind, and we would be able to see if there is anything which we can then help you with once you are over there. So don't make that as like a stopping factor of you not going to Germany. So it is definitely like every place is absolutely brilliant. And this might just give you a chance to explore something which you do not know. And who knows, you might like it so much that you don't want to move then.
And also really important, it's really important that as you come to Germany, you don't only stick with your friends that you already have from India, but that you also make some
You
new
need to
friends.
make new
And
friends.
you definitely
Yeah.
speak German all the time,
Yes.
okay? So you don't continue to speak your native language, but you also make new friends that you can speak German with. So that is also something that is really important,
Yeah,
obviously.
no, it's a very important point, because I know that it is not just in India, but it is just a human nature to find that most comfortable place. and sometime to be able to stick with friends, and so that you can speak your language and all that is comforting, especially if you are in some different country or out of your comfort zone anyway. So you try to find that comfort, which we are not saying that we are not going to, but what really should happen is that, see, your friend who are there are already your friends. So now is the chance to make more friends. Yeah, and that is a very good way of practicing your language skills, because ultimately that is what is going to make you go forward in your journey. Okay, so can we travel with dependents? I think that in what we say is that when you are going for the first time, it is better that you go on your own first, so that you settle down first, you explore the things, and you make yourself comfortable, rather than the whole family going over there and everyone being uncomfortable. Everyone is sort of trying to adjust to that thing, which is only going to put more pressure on you, because you are then going to be working as well. You are trying to make adjustments at work, and also it might not immediately be financially viable as well. So I think that our advice is always that you go first, spend a couple of months over there, because anyway you will get the free accommodation when you are going for first couple of months, so that you can save some money. And then you can, once you have adjusted to your job, to your the work life over there, then definitely you can call your family, and then they will also be able to enjoy it, because you will be able to support them in that way.
Exactly. Then let's talk a little bit about the working conditions, which are obviously slightly different in Germany than they are to India. So in Germany, you will be required to work 38.5 hours per week. So that's, I think, significantly less than in India, five days per week usually. So around 8 hours, 5 days per week. And then on top of that, you will get 30 days of vacation. So around 6 weeks of additional vacation that you will get on an annual basis.
Okay, I'm not able to understand how much is it cost. Is it the living cost, maybe? Jacob, do you want to take
So
that one?
I think there's multiple answers for that. The first one is, as we had said multiple times, first of all of our recruitment services, right, is free of charge. I think for the language school fees, if you want to learn German, right, you can reach out to the Charcos team and they will share the details with you afterwards. So please do reach out on that. In terms of living costs, that obviously also depends always a little bit on which city you're going to, right? In Germany, living costs are very different in all kinds of cities, right? But also your salary will be different depending on whether you're in a larger city or whether you're in a smaller city, right? So as we had said, roughly you should be able to save 20% of your income after all expenses. So that is a rough estimate of how much it's going to take.
Okay, I think that this question, although we had already answered that can we move to Germany with B1, then I think that if I were to give you an analogy of this one, then see, you have to think in this way, that if you can do whatever, everyone can work, even the people who do not go to school, even they work. The people who do only schooling, they also work, but then you still study further, isn't it? Like, if you are looking at the chances of what kind of work that you are doing of someone who is just out of the school or someone who is a graduate, it is going to be different, because you have studied more, you are able to do more things. So same way it is that say there are a lot of people who are saying that you can go with B1, but we had highlighted the reason that why when you go for B1, you will struggle a lot over there, because you will not be able to speak or make conversation or have communication, definitely not in the big hospital, because you know that with the in healthcare especially, it is all about communication. You are dealing with patients' life and death. So, and in emergency situations, you would not want to be at that position where you are not able to make conversation. So I think that our strong suggestion is that please learn B2, even with B2, people who are there who have got B2, even then they have to practice a lot of the language, because B2 is like that you have just got a driving license, but you have to practice further to actually know how to drive. So that is exactly the reason that why we always say that even after you have got your B2, we will be giving you more practice in medical terminology or in ways that, or the type of conversation, communication that you are going to be required to know when you reach the hospital. So I hope that answer your question. The other one that you have asked is that any recruitment to Austria. So currently we are focusing on Germany. If we get any to Austria, then we will definitely let you know. But currently we are focusing on Germany, please. Okay, oncologist.
Yeah, so let me jump on the next question. So how much time does it take to get the German visa after passing your B2 German language? So after you pass your B2 language certificate, and you actually speak the language really well, you can then have the hospital interviews immediately. After you pass the hospital interviews, we use the accelerated visa processing for all of our candidates. So depending on whether you have already done the recognition of your degree in Germany or not. If you haven't, it will take roughly 3 to 4 months. If you have that already done, it can be very quickly in 1 to 2 months. It depends a little bit on what the work is that you have already done. If you haven't done that after passing your B2 and you pass the hospital interview, 3 to 4 months with the accelerated visa processing that we use, which, by the way, we pay the fees for. So that's an additional 400 euros on which we cover the fees for you, right? That will be then faster for you to relocate to Germany.
Okay, so the next question about how much is the cost of language, visa, flights, exam fees, etc. So the language training, although we will put, I think that all these costs in the group chat. So if I can request one of the Charcos team members to do that, but I can just let you know that the language, it is the different at what level that you are doing. A1, A2, that what we are training is 7,500 rupees for each level of A1 and A2. And after that, for B1 and B2, it is 12,000 rupees for each B1 and B2. About the visa and flights, usually we would be, that will be covered in your reimbursements of that one. And I think that you have asked about the exam of B2. Then I think if, and Jacob, you can let me know if my understanding is correct or not, but this is going to be, you will need to pay for the or B2 exam. Okay. So can Busu or Duolingo language enough to clear?
No.
Well,
very, very, very honest question. Answer: no. So as we had highlighted multiple times now throughout, the most important thing is that you are actually able to speak the language. If you use Busu or Duolingo, you will not be able to speak the language. So you need to have classes. And what I tell everyone is that even after you finished your B2, you need to speak at least 1 hour per day with another human being, the German language, okay? Because it's not only hearing, it's not only speaking it, but it's also hearing it. It's then, does the other person understand me, what I'm saying, right? So it is really important that you take language classes. Without it, it will not be possible.
Okay, process cost, then I think we have already given the answer, but just to tell you again that there is no recruitment fees. And for the rest of the thing, we have just highlighted it just now. So, and we will put it in the group chat again, so for your you to have a look. So what might be the duration of the hospital bond or agreement?
Yeah. So all of our hospital partners do not have this. We know that there's a lot of other people out there who might force you, or at least try to force you to work there for a certain period of time. This does not exist. Okay, so in full transparency, it is a little bit difficult to switch your employer while you're still in the course of basically getting your degree recognized and becoming fully registered as a nurse, because a lot of different German agencies would need to approve that because your visa is tied to your employer. But after that you are fully free to relocate. As we had already said, we hope that we have chosen really good partners and you will feel welcome and you will feel at home where you have started to work. So hopefully you will then stay on for a long time, but there's no official hospital bond or agreement that you are signing. With regards to submitting your original documents, one really important thing is you need to be able to present your original documents, obviously, to the visa appointment. So latest by the visa appointment, you need to present your original documents and they will verify whether they are correct or not. And then it depends a little bit on each state. So Germany has 16 states across the country. They all have different regulations. In some states, you might need to submit your original documents. In some others, you can submit them digitally for the recognition processes. So it always depends on the state. Before you interview with the hospital, we would let you know whether your original documents would be required or not. It always depends which state you're going to. Really important though.
Yeah.
Maybe Sima, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think that in nutshell, probably we would want to say that please, you need to be ready that you will be required to submit your original documents. But what we can say is that it is we do agree people and understand people's anxiousness towards that, because these are your original documents and you don't want to part away from them. But what we will reassure you and what we want to reassure you is that you can send them directly yourself as well if you feel that that is a much safer way. And you will be sending, and we always advise you to send it with a courier where you are where you know that, and you can track your documents. And once they reach the hospital or reach like Jacob or Fabian, whatever we decide that whomever you are going to be sending, once the documents have been checked, they will be returned back to you again by the registered courier post so that you receive. And you are not the only one. So this is the process which is being followed by for all of the candidates, and we have been doing it, and touch wood, till now there has not been any issues. So I don't think that there would be any issues. But yes, please be ready in case if you have to submit your original documents.
It's unfortunately one of these things. As I said, Germany is a very administrative country, and every state likes to come up with their own rules and regulations. We are not making them. So if you want to relocate to Germany, you need to follow the rules in Germany. And as Dr. Sima had mentioned, if you want to send them directly to any German authorities, that's totally fine. And we will simply guide you along the process. With regards to, I think, the final question that we're having for the overtime work. So also there, Germany is very administrative. So any additional time that you work above the 38.5 hours per week that you are required to work, you will either be able to compensate that with free time. So that in the next weeks you have to work a little bit less than the 38.5 hours, or if you work so much overtime, you would basically be paid for the additional overtime. So that is then the decision by each employee and by each employer whether they want you to compensate it so you have more free time or more vacation days, or whether they pay you for the additional work that you've done.
Okay, that's great. So just again, there is a message which we have already dropped in. So we do keep on doing free demo classes for German language, so that the people who have not yet started but are really interested, so please do drop a message to us on the number or on our email so that you can enroll or you can come and see our demo class. I think that we have seen that it breaks lots of myths. People, they think that it is a very difficult language or something, but I'll assure you that it is not that difficult. So please give it yourself a chance and give us a chance to show that you can learn. And it is very quickly you should be able to enjoy actually German. And so also, apart from the free demo classes, we do have quite a few other for first-time joiners or group joiners, or if you are coming at a certain level, like either at a B1 level, or then we do have various sort of packages or some exciting offers that we can do. So please do contact our team on these numbers so that we can help you the best and can make you make the best sort of offer to which is going to actually help you to learn the language and then go ahead in your journey. But if there is one message today that what we want to take away from this one is that it is like there is a great opportunity and a great career waiting for you. The only thing is that you will need to learn the German language and to practice the German language as well. To be by learning the language is not just that you know how to just read, write that much. You need to be able to communicate in that language, because ultimately it is the communication skills which matter in healthcare. So we'll just take that last question from Sonia. So Sonia, you can please write your question, and then we will be calling it a day for this session, and let all of you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sonia, please write your question. Okay, I'm not sure whether she is already typing a question, but anyway, I think this gives us a chance. Oh yeah, age limit, I think we have already answered that the age limit is 45, but anything above 40 is going to be discussed on case-to-case basis. Okay, so just would like to thank all of you as well as Jacob. So thank you very much for taking this time, and I am looking forward to seeing you in India in a couple of days' time. And to everyone, please just contact us and let us take you on this exciting journey. Let us help you in wherever you are, in whatever stage. Please go on our website. Please go on our social media handles and do like us so that you can get more information about us and we can be in contact with you. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day as well as the weekend. And everyone who celebrate Holi in India, happy Holi in advance. I hope you all have a great time and life full with colors. Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And thank you, Charcos team as well for organizing this. Yeah, bye-bye.